Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired. So they can't fire me. And first of all, they fire me. They got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm going to quit way before then. But if they want to fire me, I would love for them to do that.
Things are spinning out of control over at ESPN. Charles Barkley strutting around like he runs the joint, throwing his weight around, making bold moves behind the scenes. And Shannon Sharpe, he's out here looking like he's trying to hold back a breakdown right on live TV. At first, everybody thought it was just some harmless lineup change. Chuck rising, Shannon laying low, no big deal, right? Wrong. Now leaked audio and hush-hush meetings are popping up, and it's starting to look like this drama was cooked up from the jump.
I want you to win, but I don't want you to win more than me. Now I see if you win more than me, now I got to question your sexuality. Yeah. I got to question, how black are you? Because, bro, I'm like, come on, man. I mean,
this mess, straight up madness. We're talking jealousy, backstabbing, and a savage power move that totally backfired. Word's been going around that Shannon Sharpe might have tried to block Charles Barkley's ESPN bag behind closed doors just when his own career started crumbling. After that lawsuit shook things up and those off-camera slip-ups started stacking like receipts. But it gets even wilder. Barkley's been out here going off the rails with his wild, no-filter rants, taking shots at ESPN itself like he's untouchable. And instead of putting him in check, they're treating him like the golden child. No fines, no suspensions, not even a slap on the wrist. Meanwhile, Shannon's getting pushed to the side like leftovers nobody wants. So what's really going down here? Was Shannon out to get Chuck fired? Is this a case of ego wars and pro-jealousy? Or is there some deep, dark deal being played out behind the curtains? People close to the network say Shannon's been stewing while Barkley hogs the spotlight. And let's be real, Chuck's raw, reckless style, folks eat that stuff up like it's primetime drama.
But that's because you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months.
Even after TNT lost the NBA rights, Barkley's still out here pulling numbers like a one-man ratings beast. Meanwhile, Shannon, he's been feeling that heat, heavy, ever since that lawsuit from a young woman made headlines. His whole vibe's been shaky. Word is, the second he caught wind of Barkley eyeing a fat ESPN promotion, Shannon hit the panic button and tried to shut it all down from the shadows. Yep, full-blown sabotage, and it gets even messier. Sources say Shannon tried snitching to ESPN execs about Barkley's skeletons, hoping it'd scare them off. But guess what? That backdoor move crashed hard. Chuck's still sky high, while Shannon's sinking like he's caught in a swamp with no rope. But here's the twist. While Shannon was busy throwing shade, Barkley's drama, it ain't some old headline, it's fresh. Yet ESPN's out here acting like none of it matters. They know the baggage and still ain't flinching. Now back it up to 2022. Barkley locked in a monster 10-year deal with TNT worth $210 million. Crazy money. But not long after cashing that check, he flat out said he ain't working the full stretch. Said he's got maybe 2 years left. Tops. Man wants balance, and he made it crystal. No network's gonna grind him into the dirt. And Barkley didn't bite his tongue. He blasted ESPN too. Said, I ain't gonna be working like no dog like Stephen A. Smith. That wasn't just some slick joke. That was a direct shot. Loud and raw. He drew that line hard. Barkley ain't built for the ESPN grind. So you'd think ESPN would slow their roll, right? Nope. They threw the man a royal welcome. Prime NBA spot, full creative control, no restrictions. Chuck gets to stay raw, stay wild, and call the shots. And here's the kicker. He's not even faking it. Chuck's been real about not feeling ESPN's vibe, saying he's scared they'll wreck the inside the NBA magic. And he's still getting everything he asks for.
Oh, he said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working with next year, that's all they talk about.
Way too many ads, way too much structure, and zero realness. Barkley's seriously worried ESPN's about to ruin everything that made Inside the NBA a straight-up legend. And he ain't the only one raising alarms. Media heads, critics, even Barkley himself are calling it out loud and clear. ESPN might totally fumble this bag, and everyone knows their vibe. All polished, squeaky clean, buttoned-up corporate. That's not Barkley's world, not even a little. TNT let him go off, crack jokes, speak unfiltered, and that's why fans stayed locked in. But ESPN, they like their people zipped up, polished and always on brand. Barkley even straight up clowned a TNT spinoff pilot, calling it the stupidest ish I've ever seen. Anyone else saying that on the record would have been shown the door, no question, but not Chuck. Somehow ESPN's treating him like he's the golden goose. All access, total freedom, zero filter. He's dragging TV shows in public, and they're still rolling out the red carpet like he's royalty. Barkley's making his own rules out here, and ESPN, they're just letting it fly like they don't even care.
And I've been going back and forth with TNT for the last 2 months, whether I'm going to work 2 years or 3 years. But if I really wanted to, I could stay for 7 years, which there's no chance of that happening. Zero.
No consequences. Zero. Barkley straight up blasted ESPN for pumping up Anthony Edwards like he's the next legend before the guy even showed up in real playoff pressure. And what did ESPN do? Nothing. No warning, no timeout, just business as usual like he didn't say a word. Now picture being in Shannon Sharpe's shoes for a sec. Dude was this close to sealing a $100 million deal until that lawsuit hit. The IG Live meltdown went viral, and the behind-the-scenes whispers at ESPN started snowballing fast. While Shannon's world was flipping inside out, Barkley rolls in, fresh off dragging ESPN's whole style on live TV, and somehow, he's the one getting praised, promoted, and protected like he's wearing a crown. You can't blame Shannon for allegedly feeling heated. The favoritism ain't even low-key, it's front and center, bold as ever. And here's where things turn straight up shady. Word is, once Chuck found out Shannon tried to block his ESPN move, Barkley clapped back on air with a cold-blooded line. Said, "I'm too expensive, and I can't be fired." That ain't just confidence. That's a boss-level power move.
I'm not taking no job, and I know how, number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm going to work more as I get older, that's just not going to happen.
That wasn't just confidence. That was a full-blown flex with fireworks. Barkley knows his worth and knows ESPN's hungry for that magic he brings. That's the real tension bubbling behind the scenes. While Shannon's trying to keep his grip, Barkley's already 3 moves ahead, playing chess while Shannon's out here playing catch-up. Instead of cleaning up his image, Shannon's allegedly gone into panic mode, trying to drag Chuck into some off-camera beef. But it don't look slick. It looks thirsty. And Barkley? Oh, he didn't just ignore it. Word is, once he heard Shannon was throwing shade behind the scenes, he fired back without even blinking. No sneaky moves, no whispers. Barkley talks loud and bold when he's ticked. Chest out, no filter. While Chuck's out here collecting power moves like trophies, Shannon's whole situation falling apart, fast. People are already calling it a masterclass in how to fumble your own bag. And then comes the real cloud hanging over it all, the lawsuit. Gabriella Zinga accused Shannon of SA and threats, claiming she was barely legal when it allegedly began. It's serious, real serious, and it's been shadowing every single step he's made since. We don't know all the facts, but one thing's clear. That case hit like a bomb, and just when you thought it couldn't get messier, it did. Weeks before the lawsuit even broke, Shannon went live on IG and forgot to log off. What happened on that live? Let's just say it had the whole internet doing a double take. Real messy vibes. One person said, "Shannon Sharpe ruined his own career and has no one to blame but himself." Another commenter? They picked up on it quick. Now it's looking like Shannon's pressed because Barkley got the raise. And honestly, the vibe's screaming straight jealousy. Social media's not sugarcoating it either. Folks are saying it straight up. Shannon's salty. And Chuck? He's winning without even breaking a sweat. Whether you like him or not, Barkley's a straight legend. Hilarious, raw, and always keeps it 100. No script, no spin. And here's the bombshell. He's not rolling into ESPN solo. Nope, he's bringing the entire Inside the NBA crew with him. Yeah, you heard that right. Shaq, Kenny, Ernie. The whole squad's reportedly packing up and making the jump. Even the TNT production team said to be sliding over. Same energy, same crew, same wild chemistry, just now under the ESPN brand. While Shannon's out here scrambling for airtime, Barkley's been quietly stacking pieces for a full-on network takeover. Think about it. This ain't just a new gig. It's ESPN absorbing a whole franchise. This ain't a promotion, it's a replacement. And insiders are buzzing loud, saying Barkley's new show might just become the crown jewel of ESPN's next NBA chapter.
And like I said, even though the name changes, the engine is still the same. And to that new network we coming to, we're not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm going to say it. We're not coming to F around. We kicking ass, we taking names, and we taking over.
And that means people like Shannon might be getting pushed even deeper into the background. Now peep this. Rumors are flying that Barkley's about to start handpicking new on-air talent. Yeah, Chuck might get the final word on who's in and who's out. That's real power, the kind of power Shannon used to flex. Now, it's all slipping into Barkley's hands. And here's where it gets crazier. A wild theory's blowing up online. What if ESPN actually wants this beef? Think about it. Drama drives clicks. Controversy keeps eyes locked on screens. With both Chuck and Shannon trending non-stop, ESPN might just be letting the chaos ride while they count checks in the background. Meanwhile, Shannon's credibility taking hit after hit, and to make it worse, he's out here moving petty. Word is he's been real bitter about not getting that pay bump to match Barkley's monster deal. And ever since that lawsuit dropped, ESPN's been slowly inching him toward the exit. And the internet? Brutal. One comment hit hard. Come on, Shaw. Chuck ain't out here chasing barely legal girls. He deserves his shine. Don't hate. You fumbled your own bag. Brrr. But let's be real. That's what a lot of folks are thinking right now. Now here's the twist. Shannon's not just throwing shade at Barkley anymore. He's allegedly been sneak dissing Shaquille O'Neal too. Yep, Shaq. Turns out both Shaq and Chuck are gearing up to take over the exact ESPN lane Shannon once claimed as his. TNT may have lost NBA rights, but Shaq and Barkley, they landed soft, straight at ESPN's main table. And guess who didn't get a seat? If you've been watching close, you already know. Shannon and Shaq, that tension been simmering low-key for years. On-air digs, slick interviews, shady social media jabs. The friction's been real. But now, it's looking like Shaq was playing the long game the whole time. Just a few weeks ago, an audio clip leaked, allegedly catching Shaq talking to a known media fixer, one of those behind-the-scenes hitters paid to dig up dirt on public figures. In the clip, a voice that sounds a lot like Shaq drops this line, "Find me something real on Shannon. I know it's there. I want the stuff that sticks." The fixer, calm as ever, replies, "Let me work on that one right quick. That's a tough one." Then boom, not long after, the lawsuit breaks. Shannon's name explodes across headlines. Coincidence? Or was this a surgical hit job? A setup? A straight-up takedown? Don't forget, Shannon was already catching heat for that wild IG Live slip-up that had people side-eyeing him like crazy. The timing of everything? Too perfect. It's looking like Shannon didn't just mess up, he got ambushed. By the system, by the press, maybe even by Shaq himself. And while all that chaos plays out, ESPN's smiling for the cameras. But behind the curtain, word is Shannon Sharpe's already halfway out the door. Insiders say execs have greenlit Barkley's brand new NBA studio show. And get this, Chuck allegedly has final say on the lineup. Translation, Shannon might be the next one cut from the squad. Let's keep it 100. Why would ESPN hold on to someone drowning in negative press when they've got Barkley, a one-man ratings beast? This is the same network that gave Pat McAfee a megaphone and turned Stephen A. into a walking billboard. They're all about loud voices, bold energy, and Barkley, he's now the face of it all. Insiders say his name's all over internal decks, his face is on promo slides, and execs are calling him the everyman NBA voice. Raw, funny, unfiltered, and cashing in like crazy. He shifts culture, sells ad space, and dominates screen time, all at once. Meanwhile, Shannon's stuck reacting, allegedly throwing shots instead of cleaning up his image. And it shows. So what's next? Barkley already said he's only got a couple years left in him. But until then, he's riding this ESPN wave like a king, stacking that money. And trust, he ain't losing sleep over Shannon. As for Shannon Sharpe, if he doesn't flip the script fast and lock down that lawsuit, he might just watch his whole media empire collapse in real time. This is looking like a true fall from grace, but don't count him out just yet. He's still got name pull, fans that ride for him, and if he plays this smart, he could drop a Joe Budden-style comeback, loud, raw, and viral as ever. But let's be real, that ESPN chair, it's on real shaky legs right now. So here's the real question. Was Shannon actually gunning for Barkley behind the scenes? Or is this just smoke covering up his own downfall? Did ESPN make the right call betting big on Chuck? Or are they setting themselves up for an even bigger explosion later? And can Shannon actually come back from this? Or did he fumble the bag for good? If you made it this far, do what real ones do, like share, drop your take in the comments, and hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time with more heat. Don't miss it.